Hey, what's up, everybody? You know it's your boy Benni Mosh, and I'm out here with two new faces, actually. Yes. Yeah. We have Jason here on my right, and A-iesha over here on the left, and welcome
Hey.
to another installment of the Funnyness podcast. Yes. How you guys doing?
Good.
Great. Like that.
Yeah, surviving.
Good.
Yeah. So today we're gonna discuss friendships and how can you make friends at this age. Well, I'm still a lighty.
We both still lighties.
You still a lighty as well?
Yeah, we both still children.
Cool. And I think for me, making friends at this age is more like you can make a friend off of anything, and then just about following up to that. That's what makes you real friends. You know what I mean? Like, I can meet you on the jaw right now. We groove. If I see you the next week, you better give me the same energy, and then keep that thing going, and then we'll see where it goes. You know?
You know, the biggest thing for me is trying to see how real you are.
Okay.
Like, if I meet you for the first time and, I can tell you full of shit, then I'll never put a minute of time into you. Because there's so many people out here that are going to pretend to be real.
True.
They're gonna come out and be like, you're such a lad, well, and then you turn around and they're like, that guy's a dick.
But there's also friends, like I said, the friends that you make on the jaw, that's not people you actually take seriously until you see that seriousness be consistent. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Are you talking about friends on the job or friends like in
well,
real life?
friends from anywhere.
On the job and in real life, sometimes not the same.
They're not the same.
No.
Okay.
Like behind the scenes, different. On the job,
You guys are cool.
yeah, sometimes you have to be cool because there's rules in place that tells you that you need to
be
treat
cool.
these people a certain way.
Yeah.
You can't be who you are at home. But I mean, for the most part, on a personal level, no. I don't think it's easy to make friends at a certain age. Like maybe after your 30s. Friends, no. Companions. Acquaintances.
That's
not
not easy.
companions, acquaintances.
Yeah.
People who help you along your journey, stuff like that. But friends are very hard to come by.
Ooh,
I literally
yeah.
only have one best friend. And
Would you say
that's it.
Would you say, in terms of the industry that you're in, that it also makes it harder? Because it's so cutthroat. I mean, and like you were saying earlier, at work, I mean, if you had to look at some of the greatest produced shows in the world, look at Saturday Night Live, for example. There's so many behind-the-scenes feuds where writers and actors, or actors and actors, won't talk to each other behind the scenes, but they come out on stage and put down such a polished performance that you think, these guys must be the biggest mates. But then behind the scenes, they're at each other's throats.
Yeah, they have the biggest feud in the news and everything. I'll be honest with you, that sounds very familiar. Him and I fight, Remy and I, we fight all the time. But when it's time for us to go on stage and perform a song together, we are the best of friends and partners and what have you not.
I feel that.
Even if we're continuing that off stage. But I think what matters the most is to have someone there that has your back consistently, no matter what you do, even if you're an asshole. First impressions do count, yes, but you need to read the situation. You need to see, okay, this person was an asshole right now, but you need to, if you don't know why they were, maybe you'll meet them next time and you'll be like, oh my word, that's not the same person I met that night. Maybe something happened or someone was an asshole to him before he was an asshole to
I think that's an important distinction, but I think that's like where we differ. Because if I meet someone once and they're asshole, you're dead to me. like if you chat shit, no, not a chance. No, if I meet you once, like I'm a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When you meet me for the first time, it's like you either love me or you hate me.
Yeah.
But I know it's you hate me for who I am, and I'm okay with that. I can sleep at night knowing you hate me, and that's like your opinion means little to fuck all to me about that. But like if I meet someone and they're like a spruce, a dick, never. A second chance.
I feel you.
Never.
Okay, like you said on purpose. You said if they're doing it on purpose. So if sometimes people just have a bad day or they just went through something crazy. I'm like that sometimes. I know.
I'm also like that.
A lot of people, when they meet me, but then they get to know me, and then we actually become close, and then they actually have the balls to tell me, when we met you, we thought you were just such a stuck-up you know, like
Yeah.
that kind of vibe. But
I'm actually like that. I'm someone who gives a lot of second chances and all, but it's taxing. That's what I've learned. Like in my little
true.
2 cents of, going through life, it's very taxing having to like think on someone else's behalf and say maybe they were going through something. Because at the end of the day, you have to like focus on yourself.
But a lot of us do that, don't we? We
Do
try
what?
and make excuses for the next person, or
But should we
but
though?
to make them feel comfortable.
Should
No,
we
we
though?
shouldn't be doing that,
Yeah,
but
like-
we do, and that's just some of us with good hearts.
Oh,
We do
yeah,
that. We
yeah.
like to
We
do
deserve to
that.
go to heaven. We
make
actually
those
deserve to go to heaven.
excuses, so.
I don't know.
What? We don't.
I don't know if you deserve to go to heaven.
Why you should be like unapologetically?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, be yourself.
I am myself.
No,
Just
no,
one
you're
out
playing
of
a role
many
now.
things
I'm not
that
playing a role.
that
You-
you need to
you're-
qualify for to be in heaven.
Yeah, having
What?
a good heart.
Having a
That
good.
one.
What
Okay,
if I genuinely have a good heart? Like me being unapologetically Benny is me saying, okay, fine. Jason was a prick today. I'll give him another chance and see what happens.
that's gonna happen a lot though. Jason's a prick a lot of the time, but
You have like fucking 10 chances.
10 chances.
Yeah, but also, man,
But
No,
that's
I
but
just
but
said,
but
like
now
second chance is fine, but
Yeah.
now when you're going, when you're doing it,
Yeah,
again,
of course,
maybe-
of course.
Maybe then you need to start.
I think for
asking
me,
yourself some
what I've learned
questions.
more recently is like reassessing the old friendships I've had, Like the new friendships that I have them, I'm like, okay, cool. And I always just keep the people at a distance. But then the people who are much closer to me, I like checking out the certain, like the toxic patterns that have been like, how can I say, built in the relationship.
like perpetuated.
Yeah. And now that's what I'm more concerned about, more than someone new acting weird. Because as soon as you act weird, okay, you're still at a distance. But if you've been so close to me and I'm used to you doing this toxic shit so close to me, it means that I'm also just killing myself in the long run,
Yeah, and especially when you start to reevaluate old friendships, it's something I've noticed a lot. Like especially friendships from school or friendships because of proximity. It's not people that you genuinely hang out with, but you hang out with them because you have to.
Or you had to at the
Yeah,
time.
at the time. And now you see life goes on 3, 4, 5 years later, and then say you're doing a gig and in our industry, say there's a big comic there. Say you're doing a gig and Barry Hilton's there.
Yeah.
Then out of nowhere, these other guys start messaging you, oh, bro, how you been? It's been such a long time. We haven't made plans.
Exactly.
Can we comp a couple of tickets for the show? Like, no, you know what you can do? You can go take that comp ticket and shove it right up your asshole. And then fuck off back to the rock that you've been sitting under for the last 3-4 years. Because you didn't want to make plans with me. And now all of a sudden, because I'm something,
You want to actually
you want a
come around and
sponge.
say,
So relevant, hey?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah, I hear
telling me,
that.
like I am the weird one in my group of friends. Like I said, I do have like a bestie. She's the one that understands me the most. But recently, lately, especially since I met Remy and decided to full on go into the music because I had to make that decision eventually, and I did. So a lot of people don't understand. They just like, look what this one's doing. And
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
old, like I'm 32 years old, like people are like, by 32, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be. I'm not.
and that's something I wanted to ask as well. I mean, you say you're 32 and you look at time frames of life. 32 doesn't sound old. But to get into the entertainment industry at 32 or 31, it is a lot more taxing than in your early 20s. There's a significant difference between, starting from, say, as soon as you leave school or opposed to then after you've been out in the real world for 10, 11, 12 years and now deciding you want to put everything into that. How's that experience been?
Well, I won't lie to you. It is a bit hard on the brain for me because I'm always thinking like, oh, you're 32 now. In this many years, you're going to be like 35, almost 40. Like there's things I want to do. Like I want to still be fresh and look fresh. Thankfully, I feel like I still look younger than I actually am.
If I was a bouncer, I'd ID you at a club.
Thank you.
Yeah, without a
See?
doubt.
So it works for me, and I keep telling myself that, like, hey, God gave you this face because you need to take it far.
But also, always keep in mind, someone like 2 Chainz only really made something of himself when he was 37.
Jeez, I didn't even know that.
Like,
Thanks for that. I'm gonna go
2012
and give him my
times,
support too.
he was 37.
Okay,
You
but
know.
then look at 2 Change, and now look at I just called him 2 Change. Shit.
2 Chainz.
That's a South
Sorry,
African
dog.
version.
Chilling.
but then you look at a guy like T-Pain. T-Pain rhymed mansion with Wisconsin when he was 22 years old.
Yeah.
That was just an interesting fact I wanted to add in
I
there.
love T-Pain though. I love T-Pain.
But it's he's had. But now weigh those two guys up, right? Over their lifetime in the entertainment industry.
Wait, what do you say? Where are they?
Yeah, but look at T-Pain's had. How old is he now? He's in his 40s.
Probably, yeah.
He's had 2 decades in the entertainment industry. How long has 2 Chainz had?
He's had like a good 10, 12 years now, 15-ish.
Okay, and look how much 2 Chainz accomplished in the time that T-Pain over the same stretch. I would actually argue that 2 Chainz has done more than T-Pain.
No. I wouldn't say that. Like if we're gonna get into it.
No. If you're looking at what he's done in his time frame.
Okay, yes. Because 2 Chainz only had a good run from about 2012 to nowish, right?
Fair.
T-Pain's been there since 2000 and whatever, right? And what are you saying actually?
I'm even like, no, guys.
Benni, you try to argue a point you don't understand.
I don't even follow them like that,
okay,
so I can't even have.
So what I'm
opinion.
saying is, okay,
yeah,
T-Pain's had a career in the industry since he was at least 22.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 Chainz has had a career in the industry since he was 37.
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at the time frame that both of those guys have been in the industry. Okay. So T-Pain's had from his 22 now up to his 40. 2 Chainz has had from his late 30s into his late 40s.
Yeah.
Okay. If you weighed up the time frames, okay. So not exactly comparatively, but in the time, I would say that 2 Chainz has had a lot more success in the amount of time.
Considering the time frame, yeah.
Definitely, I get you now.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because especially, and I'm sure you feel it as well, there's so much more pressure on it now because, like, this is it. Like, you're not going to, in 3 years' time, turn around and be like, I'm going to go back to being an accountant.
No.
That sounds like fun.
I mean, I do work, like, one main thing I would say we're living in South Africa. One main thing I would say is if you do want to go in that direction of being a musician, simply because you feel like, God gave you this talent, it's there, do something with it, you know, do something positive, make yourself happy, make others happy, and just love it. Yeah. I feel like, wait, what was I saying now?
You're saying you have a job?
Yes, so I feel like you have to have a steady income.
Yeah, I feel
First
that
of all, because when you are also starting out, there's no consistent gigs or consistent income or anything like that. You just go for it, you wing it, you're hoping for the best, and you try and get to the point where it does eventually come like that. But do not do something else to get money to sustain yourself every day. You're gonna be very sad.
And I think a key point that you pointed out there is the South African entertainment industry is so different. It's not a multi-trillion-dollar industry like it is in the States. I mean, if you look at her name's slipping me now, but the lady from Sevendelon that recently passed away.
I don't know.
The colored lady.
Yeah, the colored lady. Big colored lady.
Yeah.
I mean, she passed away with debt.
Serious debt?
Not serious debt, but...
Charmaine.
Yeah, Charmaine Strauss.
Yes.
She passed away.
Sad.
Exactly. And how long did she do Sevendelon? How many years was she on?
A very long time, but that's the thing.
It's like how Generations.
Yeah.
They were like the top soapy in the country, and then like every other actor was just underpaid.
100%.
And then
it's still like that. It's even worse now. Like you're all just accepting the bare minimum.
But there's some money out there, guys.
Yeah,
there's no rules. No one's standing up for the industry well enough. Like, I don't know.
100%. So that's exactly another. You have to be. Oh, coming back to your point, you have to be passionate about it because you're not doing it now to be rich and famous. You're doing it to be famous and like maybe I can afford a house. That's kind of what you're aiming for. Like maybe I can shop at Woolies every now and then.
Besides that, like I think that for me the two main things are I have a daughter. I've noticed from a young age that she does everything I do. So that's also another thing that pushed me to say, hey, you can't tell this child you can be whatever you want when you're not showing her that as well.
Oh, okay,
You know?
that's sweet. That's very sweet.
So that as well. And then another thing is, I don't want to be 65 years old and be grumpy on some, I didn't get what I wanted. But then I must blame myself because you didn't do anything to get there. So that's it for me. The two main things. Money, a house, all of that, it's going to come. It will come either way. So those are the two.
That's nice. That's
Money
nice.
for us will come when we open for Trevor Nova.
Really?
That's what we have to aim for. Opening for Trevher.
Trevor.
That's the only way we'll make
Yeah.
money.
I think Trevor's far, eh?
Trevor's far.
Sometimes I really think like he's really far, that guy.
Dude, he's up there. He's on the top 10 list of the best comics in the world, bro.
Dude.
Trevor is to comedy what, like, LeBron James is to professional sports, or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's elevated
To
above.
South African comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even comedy in general.
Okay.
He's elevated above that level where he's just a comedian or
Yeah.
just a sports star. You know, how many people know Ronaldo not as a football player, but as
just
a model
Yeah.
or the
yo.
Instagram following?
True,
You know,
true.
that's what Trevor is. Trevor's surpassed comedy. Trevor's now, he's famous for being who he is.
Damn.
He could stop doing everything he wants to right now,
And like,
and he'll still
feed his
make
grandchildren.
great
Great grandchildren.
easily.
Clean.
How did we start talking about Trevor?
I don't know,
Oh.
because we just want money. We just want money.
Speaking of money, this has been the Thirsty Podcast. So if you guys would like to sponsor us, please get in contact with them, Zizi.
But yes, friends, guys, let's get back to friendships and everything. I actually find it weird when because for me, I was talking about how I have these old friendships that are a bit weird. Isn't it weird when your parents or someone who knows these people being your old friends tries to impose them again?
Oh, hardcore. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That
But-
time when you're trying to like break away from that, and then it's like, nah, dude, these are your people.
But I feel like for us, at our age, it's our parents. And then for someone at your age, it would be your partner.
If anything, my partner would definitely tell me if someone was good for me or not.
Okay.
So,
Because
yeah,
it's
I'm
very
at that
easy.
point.
I mean, there's a quote that I love to live by. It's actually by the Dalai Lama. And he says, if you don't brush your teeth for a week, all right? Okay, stay with me. This isn't advice. I'm not a dentist. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend not brushing your teeth for a week. No. Okay, so if you don't brush your teeth for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, okay, your nose is right here, but you'll never smell your bad breath.
Ooh.
Other people will always smell your bad breath.
Yes.
And that's, we as people can never identify our flaws, but we are so quick to point that out in other people because you can see it from here. And that's why I think it's important to have someone like your partner, your parents, someone you trust to say, hey,
Who
listen.
can see it from an outsider's perspective.
Exactly. Do they want you for what you have, or do they want you for who you are? Because if they want you for what they... No, it's a general statement, but if there's anyone who wants you for what you have, you should cut them off.
I feel you.
I wanted to say something else, but it was a bit dark.
What? No, go down.
No, I won't go dark. No, we're trying to get sponsored by Thirsty Still Water. Now in sparkling. Sorry. Just our plugs.
We try to get the plugs.
Okay, and what about friendships in the industry? How do you find that? Because I know for us, I know a select
don't
group of
ha-
people.
I don't have any friendships in the industry.
No friends in the
unfortunately.
industry.
Not even Remy.
Remy is the only person, but he's my partner. So we make that work in our music and in our home and, wherever we go. So
Because I know for
no
me,
friends in the industry.
no friends. Okay, Drake.
No
No
new
friends in
friends.
the industry. I know for me, like, friendship in the industry has helped me grow a lot as a comedian. Like, I'll never forget, without Dakes. Dakes has given me a lot of opportunities. Without Ryan, I would have never come to Funnyness. Ryan stood up for me to Mzizi and he said, give this guy a spot, he's funny. Trust me.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of the coin, not to name names, but there's guys in the industry that want you for what you can do. There's guys in the industry that want you to come to the gig because they know you're a big spender. Not me, but some of the comedians are big spenders. So when they come to the gig, they'll spend a lot of money at the gig, so we can carry it on. So it's also just that important distinction: whether do they want you for what you have, or do they want you for who you are?
It's very important to always like keep that eye open to make sure that you're getting into like the right type of relationships,
And friendships, yeah,
because
friendships are taxing.
they are.
Especially special connections. I'm sure you feel it with your best friend.
It's funny you should say that now. I am actually having quite a hard time. She doesn't know it, but if she watches this, she will know it,
What's up, best friend?
Love you. I still love you. We'll talk. We'll have drinks and we'll talk.
Come on the Funnyness podcast. You guys can sort it out live on air.
Maybe
We'll
that's
give you guys-
the only way, because I'm not finding a solution.
We'll give you guys boxing gloves and we'll open up a betting line.
No, shame.
Sponsored
it's not
by
like that.
Thirsty Water.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It sounds bad.
No, it's basically just because I've been busy and, she doesn't understand the industry and she's also gone on her merry way to her things. So we kind of just both living our separate lives right now.
And it is tough.
And I also think it's because we both got like boyfriends at the same time. So it's like, yeah, we fine.
Yeah,
we
fucking men, eh? Men are trash. So I identify as a helicopter. But it is true, especially for friendships outside of the industry. I mean, it's so hard to explain to people like, hey, sorry, I can't be at your birthday. I've been booked for a gig at a venue. I can't turn them down. But you're always doing gigs in the week. Why can't you just skip this one on Saturday? You can't. It's not how the industry works. If you start telling promoters and gigs that I won't be there, they're going to stop booking you.
Yeah.
And just as fast as your career started, it's going to end.
Yeah.
So it's hard to explain to people as well that, guys, it's my passion. You just need to understand for a little bit.
It is hard to explain, and especially because mostly friends and family, like they know you as you from when you were small. So they don't see this you as others are seeing you,
100%.
I hope everyone got that great.
Yeah.
So you need to constantly, like, I get asked a lot, like, why don't we see you on TV? Like,
It doesn't work like that.
That's not the only,
Avenue of
I
making,
think,
yeah.
like, you have to explain a lot of things because the music industry is very misunderstood as well.
I think you also have to like teach them as well, For me per se, like I study theater, and I've also been in that cycle of, hey, we're not seeing you do your thing, but you're always out and about, and it's like, you don't have to see me do my thing. I'm still building everything, and
There's
I had
a
to
lot
be
of
patient.
behind the scenes work.
There's a whole lot of behind the scenes work. Before I get that first picture or that first thing on TV, I've been through like 18 different audition processes,
Yep.
And it's just about being patient enough to tell them that, hey, here's what's going on in my life. And also remember why we're friends. Because you were friends with me as me. I'm still me.
Yeah.
I just have this other passion or my job that I'm pushing. Don't make that interfere with what we're doing. Because I don't say, hey, come build a bridge for me since you're an engineer. You know what I mean? I don't bring your work stuff into our friendship.
Yeah, no.
So don't do the same
Build
with
a
us.
bridge for me.
I get it. Okay. It's funny how you put that. A lot of people are like, hey, come sing for us. I'm like, hey, I'm not a jukebox.
Yeah.
Yo.
You're not a
Yeah.
And I really do say that now because I'm like, wait. Because you're right. I can say to my friend, like, hey, come fix my fiber since you like,
You work at
you're
fucking
the head
telco.
of whatever.
That's what gets me the most. Is I actually had it last night as well. Whenever people ask me what I do for a living, I tell them I'm in IT because it's boring. They won't ask me any more
They're
questions.
like,
Because as soon as you tell them, hey, someone will always say, oh, he's a comedian. Oh,
Make me laugh, bro. Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke, bruh. Tell me a joke. So then I say to them, okay,
I should get paid for that.
do you go to your barber and ask them to cut your hair, and then if it's nice, maybe you'll give them something.
Exactly.
I'm providing a service. Why should I not be entitled for remuneration from the service?
Exactly.
I work hard for this. I can't just go around. I have a back pocket full of shitty jokes that I tell them. So they'll stop asking me to tell them jokes.
I have one shitty joke every time.
Let's
You
hear
wanna
it.
hear it?
Yeah.
What, have you seen the movie Constipated?
No.
Because it's not out yet.
Uh,
I have one which my daughter told me the other day. Let me just override you there.
Let's
Yeah.
rip this out.
Be quiet right now. But this one's just equally as dry. But okay, it's from an 11-year-old. So, if you are waiting for the waiter, are you not the waiter?
But it's actually good.
Anyway,
way
that's
better
been the
than mine.
Funnyness podcast. I've decided.
Oh well, I'm not the comedian here. Let's just get that straight.
Jana, neither is Benni, apparently. Okay, here's an interesting question, because while you guys are talking about trying to explain to your family and your friends, that what this industry really is, every time I do a gig, every single time without fail, if I do a gig, I get home, my grandmother asks me, did they pay you? Without it, every single time. Did they pay you? Did they pay you? No. Why not? Like, it doesn't work that way.
No,
And then I know where she's coming from, a loving place,
definitely.
but it comes out as annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my question is, do you think you could be friends with your family? Because the relationships you have with your family are different to the ones you have with your friends.
True.
And you don't per se like, I have tons of family that like, if they're watching this, they probably know they are. But like, I couldn't be asked about them. Like, they must do their thing. I'll do my thing. I'll be surprised if I see them in the next 15 years. If I could change some of my friends into those family members, I would. But do you think you could be friends with a family member?
Yes, I believe that, because I think my relationship with my siblings, I have 2 sisters. We started off as just siblings, not like trying to get along, but I am in this house because our parents bet us, we share the same parents and we just do that. And then Corona hit and we were forced to live together because my parents are still back at home and they live this side. And even though I tried pushing the thing of we just share the same parents, I couldn't do that forever.
No.
We had to get along some way, reach a mutual standing point, and I'd like to say we're okay. I wouldn't say we're friends, buddies, but we're cool.
Yeah, it's a tough one, eh? You can be friends with your family, but
Certain family
to a
members.
certain members.
And what about with your daughter? Because how hard is it to play the tightrope act between a loving mother and a mother that's making sure she's not making the wrong choices?
Yes, there's definitely a line that you need to draw there. But you definitely need to make them feel like they can trust you as a friend. So anything they would tell their friend, they would be equally as comfortable telling you. I mean, that's like asking for a fantasy. It rarely happens, I know, because of the relationship with me and my mom. But yeah, I try and do it differently because I know I kind of can see now like where my mom went wrong and stuff. And I try and do it in a different way with my kid. So it's funny you asking that, because sometimes she says things to me and I'm like, I'm not your friend. Like, because it's like, not like that. No.
Yeah.
So
I'm not one
there
of
is a
those.
line.
I'm not one of those little grade 4s you can talk to like that. Let's understand something.
Exactly.
Okay. Here's a question for you as a mother that's completely out of left field. What's your stance on corporal punishment?
No, I don't do
Never.
stuff like that.
Never.
So you're not scared that she's going to turn into one of those kids that are like not scared of anything?
I am getting scared because she's certainly starting to display those behaviors, and I'm like, oh, what did you do? You should have started giving her hiding. But you know what happened? Like, I'm small and I'm like fragile sometimes, right? Imagine I used to give her hiding with my hand, and then I used to hurt myself.
Oh my God.
So I was like, no, this is not working.
I know-
I'm punishing myself.
I know
So-
the biggest issue with corporal punishment is its negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
So it's something I've noticed as well. It actually gives some people, everyone's different. It gives some people such a fear of authority that you think every time you get in trouble, someone's going to hit you.
Yeah.
But
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
that too.
Quick question.
yes,
Are you a product of corporal punishment?
of course I am. Really.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
cool.
can see
I
it in
forgot-
his
I
eyes.
forgot.
Can you not see the fear, the terror in my heart? I'm sitting here like, I'm sorry, MCZ. I'm sorry, thirsty water. Please don't send anyone here to kill me. Proudly sponsored by you champions. But yeah, A-iesha, where can people find you?
So What I always tell people, the best thing to do, go to Google, type in A-iesha. Don't leave out the dash, otherwise it's too strong. A-iesha on Google, and all my links will come up there.
Okay.
Just from Google, like a champion.
I have a knowledge panel.
We love people like you. You don't have to go to Instagram and then
I'm gonna
Facebook
be
and
telling
like
you
with
my whole
3
long
underscores and shit.
yeah, yes, like
underscores.
please remember it's A-iesha _69 on
No.
twitter.com. Anyway, are you gonna do the closer?
Yeah, I can do the closing. Yeah. Guys, hope you had a good time. I also had a good time, man. I'm sure.
Yeah, I had a fantastic time.
Great.
And
Great.
we weren't thirsty at all.
We weren't thirsty. Thank you, thirsty.
Thank you, Thirsty. We
Thank
were
you,
not
Thirsty.
thirsty. This is Benni Mosh. This is Jason and A-iesha
A-iesha.
signing out from the Funnyness podcast. Shop, guys.